When was the most recent incident?
The most recent incident was July of last year, and then the one before was April.
Can you tell the court a little bit what happened in July?
In July, I needed to get me and my daughter's belongings, and I was assaulted by Mr. Oliver. I did not consent to a sexual encounter with him. The result of that was the newest child being born, which is Haven. Mr. Oliver did physically assault me in that situation. The situation before that in April, which is still an open felony assault case. He physically assaulted me in front of my daughter, Asia. The police were called and he was arrested and taken to jail. I'm currently seeking a protective order against him and his sister for intimidating and bullying me. And it is in my children's best interest that Mr. Oliver or anyone in his family have no access to the children at all whatsoever, and that my residence is not disclosed in any information pertaining to him.
And during these incidents, did he ever choke you?
Yes, he's punched me in my head. He's punched me in my ears so hard that it knocked my earrings out of my ears. I still don't know how that happened, but it did. He's choked me in front of my daughter. Thankfully, when the non-consensual sex happened, my daughter was not in the room when it happened. So that was a blessing for her to not see. But Patrick Oliver is a drug addict and a very violent man towards me while he's doing drugs. Him not doing drugs is not something that I ever see happening for him. His violence is disturbing for myself and my children.
How often does he do drugs?
It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. The incident in April happened because I refused to give him money for him to go buy cocaine.
And you think that if the judge were to allow visitation with him, that he would be a danger to the children because he'd be high on drugs?
He would absolutely be a danger to the children because he's always high on drugs. He wouldn't pass a UA if his children's lives depended on it. I don't see any rehabilitation for him. He is a habitual offender. I just don't see any hope for him changing for his children and for the safety of all of us, my children and myself. Against him and his family, it is in the best interest that he does not have any contact with any of us.
Do you have any information about his income since the time of the prior order?
I know that I submitted some things through a text message that he had sent me a while back, that he was working for a company and they were building the children's play places, Kids Empire. So I do know that he was working for them. I'm not sure if he's still working for them. I do not speak to Mr. Oliver.
So I guess when you say that you're not sure if he's still working for them, you don't really know exactly what his employment situation is?
At this moment, no. He told me, before I had to change my number, he said that he was working and doesn't understand why child support wasn't being paid. But he said that several times, and Patrick Oliver is a habitual pathological liar.
So based on that, you're in agreement for the court to set child support based on what we found as income to be at the time we did the last order, correct?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right, I'll grant all the relief that's requested, specifically that we're establishing that he's the biological father of the new child, a finding of family violence, non-disclosure is granted, mother to be the managing conservator, no visits at the visitation at this time due to the family violence and the drug use, government medical, child support 503, medical support 234, retroactive and cumulative arrears are at $22,483.17, payable at $225 a month. Medical support arrears of $15,618.09, payable at $160 a month. Court cost as assessed to Mr. Oliver. The Attorney General's office will draft an order with my ruling in there. They will email you a copy. You are done with court, Ms. Griffin. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, courts take judicial notice that Charles Lloyd was served September 5th, 2023. No answer is on file. The case is read for default. Go ahead and proceed, Mr. Tatum.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call Ms. Watson. Ms. Watson, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Well, my name is Jasmine Wright, but the court called me Jasmine Watson.
And Ms. Watson, can I get you to state the name of the child or children that we're here in reference to?
Carly Ray Lloyd and Khalil Lloyd,
And the name of the children's father?
Charles Lloyd Jr.
And is there any other person that could be the children's father other than the person that you previously named?
No,
And are you requesting today that a court order reflects that he is the children's father today?
yes,
And the state has used minimum wage to calculate support today. Are you in agreement to that?
yes, I guess. I mean, I know that he doesn't work a job, but I know he gets money, but it's no way to afford it. I guess there's no way to calculate the amount, so I have to agree with that.
Based off of minimum wage, the state is requesting that child support be set at $225 per month. Are you in agreement to this amount?
Yes,
And how do your children currently receive insurance? Is it through the state or through your employer?
through the state Medicaid.
And the state is requesting that the father pays a total of $57 per month for state medical. Are you in agreement to that?
Yes,
And are you requesting retroactive support for the past 48 months?
yes,
And the state has calculated retroactive support in the amount of $10,800, to which the state will be requesting that the father pays this back at $104 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount?
yes,
And are you in agreement to be named as joint managing conservators with the other parties to this case?
yes,
And are you also in agreement to a standard visitation agreement with a drop off and pickup at Fairport Grocery located off of Lagoy Street in Dallas, Texas?
yeah, Lego, yeah,
Okay, thank you. And are you in agreement to reside in Dallas and the surrounding counties with the child here in this matter?
yes.
Has there been any issue relating to family violence between you and the other parties to this case?
Yes, once before.
And did that occur around June 2022?
Yes.
And could you explain to the court exactly what happened?
So we had words and he have a girlfriend. So when we met at a park for him to get the kids like a normal weekend, and when they pulled up, they got out the car, he went to get the kids out the back seat and she got to pulling on my front door handle to make me get out the car to try to fight me. And we actually ended up having a fight. And then the next day I went to try to go get my kids because of what happened, like that, because they burnt off in the car with the kids after me and her had this fight when he supposed to just been getting the kids. So the next day I went to a location that was on my daughter's phone and I tried to get my kids, but he wouldn't let me get them. And he I was recording him because of what just happened. I didn't want anything else to happen. So he took my phone and threw it and hit me. But I mean, that was the only time we've ever had an incident. I wouldn't say he's a violent person, but that did happen that one time.
And based off of this prior incident, are you requesting that your information such as their address and telephone number be withheld from the record?
Yeah, but I really don't care. I'm only doing that because he doing it like when my kids go with him, I don't know where he stay at. I don't know where my kids are when they with him. We just meet and then I pick them back up. So I was saying that just because, but he know where I stay at. That's just if I move. But I really don't care. Like he can know where I stay at, but I don't know where he stay at is the problem.
Just one moment. And ma'am, do you understand that the father's information will be provided to you today in this court order?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the court at this time?
No.
All right. Nothing further from this party, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Watson, I'm just gonna ask a couple questions because I'm not too sure your answers. You kind of gave us maybe two different answers, and
Okay.
not sure what you want me to do on those, particularly regarding the family violence issues. I have to make a finding whether there was family violence or there wasn't family violence. I heard you say it was a one-time incident and you don't think it's a pattern. Are you asking me to say that there has been no pattern of family violence? Is that what you're saying?
Right. It's no pattern. It happened once before.
Okay.
It's not a pattern.
Okay. And then besides that one event, y'all are able to work together to help make decisions regarding your children?
Not consistently. Sometimes, it's not a consistent thing.
Okay.
It's only sometimes.
But you're asking to be joint managed conservators where you have the right to decide where the child lives primarily or children live primarily, but like maybe school or medical decisions, y'all might have to work together on those. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. And then you're just to be sure, because you said a couple different answers. I can't guarantee you, I mean, he's going to be required to give you his address in the court order, but as far as your address, are you okay with your address being in the court order and in the future that he has to know, you have to notify him if he move anywhere?
Yes. I guess so. I don't know.
Okay.
So he can know where I stay, but I can't know where he stay, basically.
He's supposed to do that as well.
Okay.
So you want to mutually be able to, or you want to be mutually required to give each other your addresses, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're doing default judgment, child support $225, medical support $57, retroactive judgment of $10,800, payable at $104 a month. No family violence requested, joint managed conservatorship, standard visitation. Y'all are agreed to, or you asked for an exchange location and court costs is billed to him. The Attorney General's office will draft an order, email you both a copy if they have both your email addresses. Make sure you read the order if you have any questions or any problems in the future. You're done with court, Ms. Watson. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.